Hey everybody, I just thought I would throw this edit together and share it. The evening was really great, and honestly, I really do like the original as it was, but I thought it would be fun to play with it. So I've got a stock image. I wanted to have more of a stormy kind of feel to it, and then kind of contrast the storm with some light peering in too. So then I'm going to be using sunburst and the lens flare, and these are from the Painted Skies and Light Leaks collection. Alright, so this is straight out of camera. I shot this with my, I believe my 85mm 1.8. I'm going to go ahead and just put the settings down right here. Alright, so before adding the clouds, what I want to do is I'm going to actually get rid of the sun right there. So I've just got my clone tool and get rid of that there. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab my eyedropper tool and just take a sample from the top part of the image there. Lower my opacity, and I'm just going to kind of paint along the sky. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this way, whenever I do add the sky, it's going to blend in a lot better. Alright, so now I've got the sky. Just going to drag it and drop it on top. And I think... Alright, so I'm going to be adding the light on this side, so we'll just keep it like that. So let's just edit, free transform. I'm going to go ahead and hold my shift key down so I can move this around. If you have an older version of CS, you can do the free transform and move it without holding shift. But if you have the newer version of Photoshop, when you're doing edit free transform, you want to hold down that shift if you're wanting to kind of distort it. So I'm moving it just below the horizon line. Let's see. There we go. Alright, now I'm going to go to my layers. I'm going to mask my sky. So there's that little mask button right there. I'm going to go to my gradient tool, and I'm just going to bring it up a little bit and kind of, as you can see, just kind of blending it in a little bit better. And now I'm going to mask in, or mask off, the rest of that horizon line. Again, bringing back some of these trees. Then I'm going to bring in some of that back right there. So I'm just kind of going back and forth with the mask tool right there. And playing with the opacity. So again, I'm all about blending as best as I can all the time. Alright, so we've got that right there, and I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do multiply blend mode, and by selecting the multiply, it just blends in a little bit better with the trees and the horizon line. Alright, just again, just kind of making sure I don't have like a total halo over him right there. So now I've got the sky in there. I think it's looking pretty good. I do want to add just a little bit of blur to it, so we're going to go make sure to select that and go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and do about 9.5, maybe even 12. There we go. So we've got 12 right there. And I'm going to go to my background layer. I'm just going to adjust the color balance on it because I want it to match the sky. So I'm going to just add a little cyan and a little bit of blue to it. Maybe a smidge of green as well. And I'm just doing this in the midtones. And this is just to make sure that the sky and the picture they kind of match a little bit better. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to merge my layers together. Kind of show before and after just with that sky. There's before and after. And now let's go ahead and we're going to add that sunburst. And bring that over and select screen mode. I'm just doing edit and free transform, just kind of figuring out where I want to place it. And that looks like a good spot. Alright, so I definitely want to get rid of those edges from the overlay. There we go. And let's go ahead and do, I'm going to merge those layers again. I'm going to duplicate the layer now. We're going to do a multiply blend mode. Just this is for the kind of more dramatic, a little bit more rich colors. I'm going to go ahead and mask that layer. And then I'm going to bring the light in right around there. Just kind of make it look like the light is actually coming from that one spot. You can see there. Alright, so now adding that lens flare, I'm going to bring that over. Again, doing a screen blend mode. Edit, free transform. There we go. So I kind of match it up where the light would be coming from. And so with this one, I actually did it twice. So I'm going to make that one a little bit bigger than the other one. I'm going to put it in a different spot. And I'm actually going to blur that one out a little bit more. So we're going to go to blur, radial, and zoom. And I've got the amount at about 47. There we go. So just kind of adding a little bit more light around it. And then I'm going to reduce the opacity of that first one. So it kind of gives that lens flare a bit of glow there. The one thing I did just forget is I need to add the light rays. So I'm going to grab those real quick. Okay, so these are the center rays, and again, this is from the same collection, the Painted Skies and Light Leaks. Go ahead and put that one on top. Edit, free transform. Putting that where that light source is. Just kind of adjusting that a little bit. Screen mode. I'm going to change the color, so we're going to go to Image, Adjustments, Color Balance. Just add some yellow and red. Kind of match it up there. And I'm just going to erase some of the edges. And I'm going to duplicate that layer. Edit, free transform. And this one we're gonna just flip it to make a whole one right there. Alright, so we've got that light. I'm gonna go ahead and blur it out just a little bit. We'll do about 12. I think I'll blur the bottom one also. And then I'm going to go ahead and make them just a little bit smaller. I feel like it's kind of a little too overpowering. There we go. That one. And that one. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to warm it up. So I'm going to go down back to this background layer. I'm going to do a layer, new adjustment layer, and color balance. And I'm just going to warm up the overall image. Alright, so in the shadows, I went ahead and I cooled off the shadows a little bit by adding some blue plus 4. And in the midtones, I did plus 28 on the red, negative 18 towards the yellow, and plus 6 on the green. Now I'm just kind of adjusting it to my liking there. I'm going to reduce that flare a little bit more too. Now just kind of scaling back some of that. There we go. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do a new adjustment layer of curves. Do nice S curves to kind of give a little bit more punch to the image. There we go. And I'm going to add a blank layer, and I just want to add a little bit of light around here, just kind of making it match a little bit more. So we've got like that dark, the storm kind of rolling in, and then there's light, you know, peering out in the storm. So I want to just kind of match it up a little bit better. So I'm going to grab that eyedropper tool. There we go. Just doing a soft light on the color. Oops, let's see. There we go. I'm going to add a little bit over here too. Just kind of blending those colors and making them match a little bit better. There we go. Alright, so that is before and after. Alright, so there you have it. There is a before and after, and if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you enjoy this edit. Thanks.